Before we get into anything today, I have a question for you. What are the three words of the United States Constitution? Pause if you need a second. The answer? We the people. Here's another one. How many amendments does the Constitution have? 27. Those are questions from the US citizenship test, and if you're on the path to naturalization or someone you love is, you need to know that starting October, which was last year 2025, the test got significantly harder. Going to break it down exactly what changed and who affects and how to prepare for free. So let's go. If you have not subscribed or haven't clicked that notification bell to get notified whenever we have anything new, please do so. Now, the US naturalization civic test has been overhauled. It has become twice as long. The questions pool from 100 to 128 questions. You get asked 20 instead of 10, and you need 12 correct answers instead of 6 to pass. If you fail twice, your entire application is denied and you have to start over. Now, the most important question is, which version of the test did you take or do you take? The version you get is determined by your N400 filing date. If you filed your form N400 before October 20th, 2025, you take the 2008 test. 100 questions, 10 asked, 6 correct to pass. If you filed on or after October 20th, 2025, you take the 2025 test. 128 questions, 20 asked, 12 correct to pass. Now, this applies regardless of when your interview is scheduled, your filing date, not your interview date. Say that to yourself again, okay? Your filing date, not your interview date. And that matters because some people who filed months ago and their interview is just now coming up. If you filed on the 20th of October, even if your interview is tomorrow, you take the old test. If you filed on and after October 20th, even if you filed just last week, you take the new test. Now, check your N400 receipt. Notice the date on that document determines everything. Now, let's see what actually changed between the two versions side by side so you can see it clearly. Old test, which is the 2008 version, 100 questions in the pool. Officer asks you 10, you need 6 to pass. That is about 60% correct. After the officer is going to ask you question one at a time and continue through all 10 regardless. Now, with the 2025 version, 128 questions from the pool, the officer is going to ask you 20 randomly selected questions. You need to get 12 correct. Still 60%, but double the questions, double the pressure. Officers may stop once an applicant reaches 12 correct or 9 wrong answers. So the interview can end early if you're doing well, or end early if you fall too far behind. Now, the test covers American government, the three branches, which is what the Constitution does, how laws are made, who holds the role right now, questions like what are parts of the Congress, how many U.S. senators are there, who makes federal law, and then we have the American history, the founding country, the Civil War, major wars, the Civil Rights Movement, questions like what did the Declaration of Independence do, who was the first president, and what was the cause of the Civil War. Now, integrated civics, geography, national symbols, holidays, questions like what is the capital of the U.S.? Okay, what is the economic system of the U.S.? And name one of U.S. territories. Now, it also covers rights and responsibilities, constitutional rights, freedom rights, civic duties, questions like what is one right or freedom right from the First Amendment? What is one responsibility that's only for U.S. citizens? Name one right only for U.S. citizens. So some specific answers that change between the old and the new civic test. Questions 31 and 33 now include that senators and representatives represent the people of their state or district. Question 41, presidential powers now include appointing judges. Question 48, cabinet level positions include more options. Question 68, wording now points to the 14th Amendment for citizenship birthright in the U.S. If you are studying from a guide before the 2025, some of your answers are already outdated. Always use the official USCIS material directly for studying. And this is critical. Several questions have answers that change depending on current events. The name of the president, vice president, speaker of the house, your state governors and state senators. And make sure you study the current answers, not answers from the old study guides. Verify the names of the officials currently in office before you interview. Subscribe now if you have not already shared this episode, especially with someone you know who has a naturalization interview coming up. This information matters. Now, back to it. Right? Let's talk about how to actually prepare for this before everything else. Everything is actually free. The complete list of 128 questions with the official answers available directly from the uscis.gov website. USCIS provides the full questions list in PDF form, audio recording of every question and answer so you can listen while driving or exercising, an interactive practice tool online, a study guide available in multiple languages, all of it's completely free of charge. You don't need to go and pay someone to teach you this information. Now, many community organizations, libraries, and churches offer free citizenship program preparations. Ask your local community centers for referrals. Now, here's something that most people don't think about when they are studying. The civic test is an oral examination administered by the USCIS officer. The officer reads the question out loud in English. You must answer out loud. Orally. That means reading the answers silently at home is not enough. You need to practice saying the answers out loud under mild pressure. Try another person if possible. The interview environment is different from your kitchen table. Your brain responds differently when someone is across from you with a pen writing your answers, waiting for your answers. So practice accordingly. Practice with another person. Stimulate the interview experience and help become more comfortable answering the questions under mild pressure. Now, what do you do if you pass on the first try? If you do not pass on the first try, you will have opportunity to retake the civic test at a later date. USCIS will schedule a new interview and you can study and prepare. Again, many applicants pass on their second attempt now, but here's the hard line. If you fail the civic test twice, as I mentioned earlier, your citizenship application is denied. You need to file a new N400 naturalization application to start the citizenship process all over again. 2 chances, that is the limit. After 2 failures, your application is done and you're starting from zero. So filing fees, processing fee, the whole shebang all over again. It's not meant to scare you, but this is meant to motivate you to take it seriously before you walk up into that room. Now, if you are over 65 years and older and have been a permanent resident for over 20 or more years, you still have to only answer 10 questions and need 6 correct. But the set of the possible questions for the simplified test has also changed under the new version. There's also a medical disability exemption, which is the form N648. If you or someone has a medical condition that affects their ability to take the civic test or English portion of the test, talk to an immigration attorney about whether they qualify for the N648 accommodation. Since we open with questions, we're going to close with question. What stops one branch of the government becoming too powerful? Comment below. The second question is, under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? And the last question, what is the name of the national anthem? See how you fare out with those questions. Again, the full 128 questions are waiting for you at uscis.gov. Completely free. Study them, practice them out loud, and go into that room ready. Drop a comment and see what you scored. How many of us can actually pass the new test if we were to be tested? I leave you all in the care of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Until next time.